How do mechanical watch power reserve indicators work? Imagine your watch as a tiny energy tank that needs to be filled to keep ticking. A power reserve indicator is like a fuel gauge for your watch, showing how much energy is left before it stops. These features are found on many mechanical watches, both manual and automatic. They help you know when to wind your watch or wear it to keep it running smoothly. The way it works is pretty clever. Inside the watch, there is a mainspring, called the mainspring, which stores energy. When you wind your watch, either by turning the crown or through wrist movement in automatic watches, the mainspring coils tighter. As the watch runs, the mainspring unwinds, releasing energy that powers the movement. The power reserve indicator tracks this process by mechanically measuring how tightly wound the mainspring is. There are mainly two ways watchmakers do this. The first is called the direct coupling method. In this setup, a gear attached to the mainspring barrel's central post moves as the spring winds or unwinds. This gear directly drives the indicator hand, which moves across a dial scale marked with hours or days. The second method uses a differential gear system, which is more complex. This system uses interconnected gears that indirectly measure the tension of the mainspring and translate that into movement of the indicator. No matter which method is used, the indicator needs precise calibration. It has to accurately reflect the amount of energy left in the mainspring. The display can look like a traditional fuel gauge with a hand sweeping across a semicircular scale. Sometimes it shows a simple full to empty indicator, or it might use plus and minus symbols. Some luxury brands even have their own unique ways of showing the reserve, like the words full and empty, or symbols that change color. Knowing how much power your watch has left is especially useful for collectors and enthusiasts. Most automatic watches can run between 36 to 40 hours on a full wind, while some can go up to 10 days. Manual wind watches often have a longer reserve, sometimes up to 15 days. If you wear your automatic watch daily, the indicator helps you see if it needs winding before it stops. For manual watches, it shows exactly when to wind again to keep accurate time. The history of power reserve indicators goes back to marine chronometers and railroad pocket watches, where knowing the remaining power was vital. The first wristwatch with this feature was made by Breguet in 1933, but only one prototype exists. The real breakthrough came in 1948, when Jaeger-LeCoultre introduced the Powermatic, which had a built-in power reserve indicator in a production watch. This made the feature accessible to many collectors. From a collector's point of view, a power reserve indicator adds both function and style. It shows the watchmaker's skill and attention to detail. It also makes the watch more practical, so you don't have to guess when to wind it. Whether displayed on the dial or visible through a case-back window, the indicator combines beauty and usefulness. It's a small but important part of what makes mechanical watches so fascinating and enjoyable to own.